Hey guys, and finally I have a conclusion video to this long duration Firestorm build. The main goal for this build was to stack as much skill effect duration as possible to increase Firestorm duration, use life gain on hit from your spell's rings, to hopefully be able to face tank endgame bosses. But in the end I was disappointed. I can easily face tank Minotaur, and Elder is also kind of a joke, but all the other guardians are kind of annoying with this build. I was expecting that it would be easier to do Shaper with this, but quite the opposite, simply because it takes up to 5 seconds to fully ramp up my damage. And if the target moves away from the Firestorm concentrated location, then all the damage goes out the window. And obviously mapping isn't very pleasant because I'm using casual channeling, which adds extra delay between using channeling skill and actually casting Firestorm, and then delay for Firestorm to start actually dropping from the sky and actually dealing damage. And that extra clunkiness before you start actually hitting something makes it very dangerous playstyle. Also for that reason I am using Incinerate instead of Scorching Ray, because Scorching Ray does not hit and Incinerate does hit, and I can benefit from life gain and hit immediately. Of course, as long as enemies are basically right in my face. As for why this is Assassin, just because I wanted to play with Assassin again. And this is a crit build. Easy power charge generation and crit multi from Assassin. And despite of using String of Servitude belt which gives no life and using dual wield, I can still get over 6k life. So overall I probably would only recommend this build for maybe Elder farming or just farming Minotaur because it does move and you can face tank it. But mapping and leveling with this is pretty slow, even for me. And by the way, I stopped leveling this build at level 86 so I can still get a bit more life, a bit more damage, and I would reach over 2 million combined Shaper DPS. But like I said, it's not really for Shaper fight. As for the items, there aren't any too special items. Like I said, 2 rings with life gain on hit by your spells, then String of Servitude belt, and the rest of the items just whatever I could get. Life resistances, spell damage, crystal exchange for spells, crit multi. As always, I will include path of building import code in video description. As for my skills and links, Incinerate inside my body armor is linked with Casual Channeling, Firestorm, Combustion, Efficacy, and Control Destruction. For bosses that do not move and that I can face tank like Minotaur, I do swap Control Destruction with Concentrated Effect. Now, Firestorm is not the only thing that benefits from increased skill effect duration. Curses, Immortal Call, Vaal Fire also benefits from it, or even Bear Trap, if you want to pin down bosses with Bear Trap. So just level 1 casting damage taken linked with Immortal Call level 3 and increased duration level 19 lasts 1.19 seconds. Vaal Fire linked with level 20 increased duration lasts basically 12 seconds, while the Firestorm itself lasts 5 seconds. Also, I have Elemental Weakness linked with Arcane Surge and level 20 increased duration, and when I cast Elemental Weakness, I get 12-second Arcane Surge duration. Then for more damage I have Anger Aura, Herald of Ash, linked with Enlighten, and also level 1 Clarity, because I do have this Watcher's Eye which give crit multi when affected by Anger, and 17% damage taken gain as mana while affected by Clarity. Also I have another level 1 casting damage taken setup linked with Firestorm and also Enfeeble for some extra mitigation. So basically this works like an auto heal. When I get hit, I curse enemies with Enfeeble to do less damage and also drop Firestorm which on hit heals me. And for my movement ability I use Flame Dash linked with faster casting. As for my flasks, it is scary but I'm only using 1 life flask. I really needed some mitigation so I had to use Basalt flask instead of another life flask, and also use Wise Oak with the highest fire resistance, and Diamond flask of course for the crit. As for the passive skill tree, as you can see I had to travel all the way around through Witch, near the Templar, and near the Sign to grab increased skill effect duration. Again, you can find link to passive skill tree in video description. And there's not much else to talk about this build. This video is a bit delayed and I haven't played this build in like 2 days, so the suffering of playing this build is kind of fading out, and there was quite a bit of suffering playing this build. Like in this example, ready to fight the Hydra, I buff myself with Vaal Fire, go in and get one-shotted, and it only had 102 extra damage as lighting, no other damage mods. I did not expect to get one-shotted, so I did not use my flasks, and because I wanted to save them once I start ramping up the damage. So things like that just made this build so much worse than I anticipated. Just having over 6k life doesn't mean that you're not gonna get one-shotted, you still need some kind of mitigation. And I have like no armor, no percentage physical damage reduction, and I didn't even use Basalt Flask. And things like that were happening pretty frequently even while mapping. I would sometimes just get overwhelmed by enemies. Frostwall could be pretty nice defensive layer, but it doesn't help in all cases. So there you have it. And that's about all. My next build, I am experimenting with Fate of the Vaal sword. And so far the damage seems reasonably good, but I have a feeling that it's not gonna scale very well into very high-end game content. By the way, I'm already in maps, so I'm gonna make a build guide video pretty soon. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you soon.